If you've clicked on this video, then chances are that you have been thinking about changing your career, but for whatever reason, you think that it might be too late, or perhaps you are just afraid to get it started, or you simply don't know what to do. And today in this video, I want to let you know that it's never too late to start a new career. Don't wait any longer. Changing your career will take some time. It will not happen overnight. So why not start it now? Why not start it now in 2020? If you get your process started right now, then chances are that 1 year from now, you'll be in a totally different place. Career change can happen in many different ways, and some people might say that it's luck or coincidence, but if you are really serious about making a career change happen in 2020, then there are 3 things that you have to do this year in order to get that process started. Number 1 is that you have to decide. You have to make up your mind on this. You cannot go half on half on this. You have to make it your priority. The reason that many people are stuck in their old career and are not working toward a career that they really want is because oftentimes they don't feel that they have the energy. And I get it, there is so much going on a daily basis. You might be asking, where should I possibly find the time to work on switching to a new career? There's just no time. And while I totally agree that time is oftentimes the limitation, the biggest limitation I think is energy. We have limited energy. We have limited willpower. If we spend all our energy on a lot of things and we deplete our energy, then of course it makes sense that we don't have any energy left to work on our career change. By the way, I'm really curious to know about what kind of career you want to start this year. So if you don't mind, please share that in the comments below. If you want to have a new career, then you have to make that new career become something that is non-negotiable. It can no longer be something that occupies the 8th, 9th, or 10th ranking on your priority list. You have to shift it way up there. You might still be on the fence about what you really want to do. You might still be deciding whether you want to start building that web design business or if you'd rather open a pet hotel. But if in 2020 you really want to start a new career, you just gotta make up your mind, at least for now. If later on the process you find out that okay, this pet hotel business turns out not to be really the thing for me, you can always change your plan and start the other thing. What I'm saying is that sooner or later you will have to go through that process. Let's look at this analogy. Have you ever had a friend in town visiting from overseas or from another city and who was only going to be in your town, your city for, let's say, 2 days over the weekend? And you were trying to meet up with this friend, but it turns out to be very difficult because your schedules clash and he or she is busy and then you're busy on this evening or afternoon, and in the end you might not meet up at all. But the reason that it didn't happen is likely not to be because it was impossible, but because you and your friend, both of you, didn't make that a top priority. That meetup was something that was just secondary on your mind. For you and your friend, it's something that it's great if it would happen, if you could meet up, but even if you would not meet up, then it wouldn't be a disaster either, and you both could accept that. And that is the reason why it didn't happen. But if you and your friend each told yourself that no matter what, we are going to meet up, even if it's just for half an hour, even if I have to cram it in after I had dinner with my in-laws, I'm still going to get around and meet that friend, then it's likely to happen. And it's the same with starting a new career. So get over it and make a decision once and for all this year. Is this one thing that you have right now in your mind something that you want to pursue or not? By the way, please let me know in the comments whether or not you're enjoying this video and whether you found it useful. And if you do, then please give it a thumbs up. That would really mean a lot to me. Right now, I'm working really hard on growing my YouTube channel and my blog, Multiple Careers. And one of my main goals with this YouTube channel is to help other people, perhaps like you, to have the courage to go after the kind of career that they really want and that suits their life. I've gone through career change myself. I started my first career working in banking as a project manager, and I was really successful there, but it wasn't the right thing for me. And I found out about that after a lot of discernment, but also experimentation. And several years ago, I finally got the courage to leave my career in banking and pursue a career in the entertainment industry. And it was a really challenging process, and it still is even until this day. And it's not one point in time where you switch over from your old life to your new life, but rather it's a continuous continuum. You have to work on it throughout your whole life. I really know how challenging it is, how hard it is, especially when you're still in your old career and you have these dreams and these strong intentions that you really want to change your life and you want to start a different career, but you have no idea how to do it and you don't have the courage. So I hope that by making these videos and that by sharing my journey, my own challenges and frustrations, it will be able to give you some insights and possibly also the courage for you to embark on your own journey. So let's continue. Number 2 is that you have to specify what you want. Right now, it's possible that you only have a very general and broad idea about what you want to do. And I've decided not to continue with the example of pet hotel and web design business because I realized that I don't have enough knowledge and experience in that area. So I'm going to use another example. Let's say that you want to work in the culinary industry. You want to become a chef. And even that is a very broad area. What kind of chef do you want to become exactly? Do you want to be a pastry chef? Do you want to specialize in making sushi or ramen, or do you want to be an owner of a boutique restaurant? You know, one of those smaller, cozier restaurants that are really unique, have their own style, and who source their produce and meat from a specific farmer that they themselves personally know. You have to make it as specific as possible, because if not, then you do not know where you want to direct your energy toward. Just now in number 1, you've already decided what you want to do, and let's say that you want to work in the culinary industry. And because you've made that firm decision, in a way, you've already allotted a portion of energy that you have toward that cause. But now you need to direct that energy towards something specific. If you don't direct your energy towards something specific, then that energy will be scattered all over the place. So at this point, you have to direct your mind towards something as specific as possible. Is it toward learning how to become the best sushi chef, or is it becoming the best pastry chef, for example? And one very important thing that I found can really help you in this process and make it concrete is to have role models. Let's say that you specified that you want to work in the culinary industry and you want to work towards becoming the best pastry chef. So your role model might be this very accomplished pastry chef called Christina Tosi. I know her from MasterChef. It doesn't really matter who this person is. It could be someone really famous and accomplished, but it could also be an acquaintance of yours or someone in your life who you find to be really inspiring. You need to be able to identify at least one person who has been on the kind of journey that you are likely to take. Of course, everyone's journey is going to be different, but by identifying this role model or several role models, you have someone or a bunch of people that you can research, that you can investigate. You can look at their resumes, at their life, and you can try to figure out how they got to the point that they are at right now. In my case, when I was about to start making my first feature film, I found a role model whose name was Britt Marling. I don't think that many of you know about her, but Britt Marling is someone who also started off working in finance, similar to me, but then changed her career to become an actress and a filmmaker. And I found her story to be very, very inspiring. She was one among few role models that I had at that time. And once I knew about this person called Britt Marling, I started to research about everything related to her, about how she left the corporate world and about how she started to make films. It's not that I'm stalking her, but what I was trying to do is to try to learn from her journey. I wanted to find out how she got that far. How did she get from this point A to point B? And I found out that before she made her first feature film, which was critically acclaimed at the Sundance International Festival, before that she made a couple of smaller films. So reading about her experience made me realize how long and complicated that process was, and in a way it prepared me for my own journey. Starting a new career is really, really hard, but I believe that if you do these 3 things that I just talked about, making up your mind and deciding, specifying your goals and figuring out who your role models are, and then doing your investigation and research, then you will be off to a very great start. Sometimes career change can happen coincidentally, which means that someone, a friend of a friend of a friend of yours happens to have a job opening and offers you a job in a field that you are really keen on working in. But let's be honest, how often does that happen? So would you rather choose to be at the mercy of a possible coincidence, or just let everything run its course? Or do you want to actively choose and decide what kind of career you want and when you want to start? I really hope that this video was useful to you and that it could give you some useful insights on your journey towards starting a new career. If you have any questions on this, or if you perhaps want to share some of your own experience in relation to this, then please do that in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you don't want to miss out on my future videos, then please hit the subscribe button now, and also don't forget to hit the little notification bell, because only if you do will YouTube notify you of my new videos. If you want to know more about changing your career and how you can stay motivated at it, you might also want to check out my other videos. Thank you so much for watching, and especially to you guys who are still around at this point in this video, I really appreciate it. I wish you an awesome day, all the best in your career change, and I hope to catch you again soon. Many people think that okay, let's just start this.